It's a really strange time to think about outreach and mission, isn't it? How do we do mission when Mission 2020 has been cancelled? How do we connect people with Jesus when we can't even make contact with people? How do we do coffee dinner gospel when having a coffee risks a fine and we just can't have people around for dinner? How do we share the good news of Jesus without sharing a virus? Well, don't despair, my evangelistically minded friends. The good news of God is still news to be shared, not hoarded like toilet paper, and God's grace and mercy and power are more than enough for a virus like this. And so I've got 3 suggestions, 3 tips for doing outreach during this Covid-19 season. My first tip is to exercise your prayer muscles. Prayer is how we seek to do mission here at Rouse Hill. We want to raise up Christians who are confident and able in prayerful dependence on God. And so my suggestion is that as you exercise, you pray. Why not plan out exercise routes using some maps, print out some maps of your local area. Plan that over these coming weeks and months, you will walk every street in your neighbourhood, and as you walk the streets, pray for the people who live there. I do this when I'm out running. Jog along. Heavenly Father, pray for the people of number 21, Stamford Bridge. Keep jogging. Number 23, keep jogging. Number 25, I'm a pretty slow runner. God can work powerfully in people's hearts now while they're in lockdown, so that when the lockdown is lifted, people will be ready and willing, even eager to hear the gospel. And so tip number 1 for outreach during this COVID-19 season is to exercise your prayer muscles by praying. My prayer is that God will be bringing people to church once COVID-19 lockdown is lifted, and it'd be great if they were people from your neighbourhood. Tip number 2 is to socialise at a distance. With everyone working from home now and doing their exercise in the local streets, I've never before seen so many of our neighbours. I've been saying g'day to people that I just didn't know lived in our area. As I'm upstairs, as I'm out the front, people are walking past with their kids who I had never met. And so do socialising, but at a distance across the other side of the road. Call out, run outside when you see somebody. Call out, say, g'day neighbour, how are you? How are you coping with COVID-19? Remember Sam Chan talks about kind of 3 layers of conversations: the surface stuff, the sky's blue, how good was the footy, then kind of more deep and meaningful stuff, and finally the really core things where the gospel comes in. Socialise with your neighbours and talk about what's meaningful and important. How has COVID-19 shaken your understanding of the stability of the world? How has COVID-19 changed what you think is valuable and important? How would you do life differently once COVID-19 restrictions are lifted? There's all kinds of socialising we can still do at a distance, all kinds of conversations we can still have. I love the idea that I've seen out there of kids drawing with chalk on the footpath. If you like drawing with chalk on the footpath, why not write messages of hope? Why not share Bible verses? There's all kinds of ways that we can still socialise. And even before COVID-19, people would say to me, oh, I don't know my neighbours, I haven't met them yet, they're never around. Well, now's the time to do it. People are around. We are seeing people. Meet your neighbour. There's definitely things to talk about. Do you need help? Have you got everything you needed from the shops? Can I do a shopping run for you? And how's COVID-19 changed what you think is important? We can socialise at a distance. That's tip number 2. Third tip, gather contact details. I'm going out soon to the apartment blocks over, where are they? Over there, to go and put g'day neighbour, do you need help leaflets in there? And I've got my mobile phone number on the bottom of each of them and my email address, and I'll do this in our neighbourhood as well in the coming weeks with my contact details. And if people get in touch with me, if people send me a message to say, thank you for this, look, I'm okay at the moment, I don't need help, or I do need help, I'm going to start gathering those contact details, because they will be people that I'll keep praying for, they'll be people that I'm trying to socialise with, and they'll be people that I'm praying I'll be able to invite to Mission 2021 in the lead up to Easter next year. Why not make it your aim over the coming weeks and months to gather 5 new contact details, 5 different people where you didn't have any of their details, distracted by what's on the road, any of their details before, so that you can send them a message, make a phone call, do a video chat, during the lockdown, and then once the lockdown's lifted, you can coffee dinner gospel with them. Guys, COVID-19 hasn't stopped outreach. We're trying to flatten the curve of the virus, but we're not trying to flatten outreach at all. There are 3 ideas: exercise your prayer muscles, socialise at a distance, and gather contact details. My prayer is that once COVID-19 is lifted, for that first Sunday back, not only will all our regulars be in church celebrating on the first Sunday, my prayer is that our neighbours, people that we've met, people that we've made contact with during this time, will also be there with us. God is powerful to do that. Why not do your part in outreach by trying some of those tips? All the best.